Yeah, we got the best of both worlds. With Minister Enqi, Ali Muhammad. It's gonna be a powerful situation going on. Everybody make sure y'all come out. Shout out to Paulie Flowers, Shalom Peace Productions, New Look Entertainment. And you know, the new slogan, we're gonna make sure everybody get in tune with this new slogan.
That's where the power is. We're gonna have to keep hitting it though. Because that's why I'm trying to touch on a non-seated spider. Like, you know, your ancestors was trying to tell you this another one. Right. They were trying to talk to you about the electromagnetic field. That's why they said all the stories in the world belong to a non-seated spider. Come on. When you talk about a story is information. Our ancestors used that. Our ancestors used that as a mnemonic device. Right. So by telling you all the information in the world belongs to a non-seated spider, we still a little bit lost. Because we can't figure out how a non-seated spider relates to electromagnetics. Right. You have to see it. You have to see what an electromagnetic field looks like. In fact, I believe I got a picture in my book.
What's the name of the spot though?
An electromagnetic field looks exactly like a spider.
Thank you.
Now here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. Because cats will immediately say next.
There you go, right there. Right there.
I think I got a bigger one. Yeah, that's it. I got a bigger one though. They say next immediately. Oh yeah, well you know, they didn't have the technology to see that back in those days. Then I had to slap you right up and say, Dogon.
Yep. Abydos, Temple Abydos. Flower of life, everybody jumping on the drum bellow, Melchizedek. Where did they go? They went right to Kemet, to Tamari, on the wall of Abydos, and there's the flower of life, which represents these magnetic fields, and all the way down to the current studies on the 64 codons of the amino acid. It's all the study of the black body. Get it in.
Notes falling out the front of the book.
Get it in that camera, bro.
So I'm trying to get it in all 6 cameras that we have on the set. All right. Hopefully y'all got that. If not, you can just purchase the book.
There you go.
All right. This is the test / study / lecture copy. And you know, I thought of you.
What's that?
I thought about you when I was writing this. So I was going through this joint, and I got to a point, and I said, damn, you know, Booker T. Coleman already touched on this a long time ago, because he did the, as soon as I say the name, then you're going to know why I thought of you. Because you always going in on homeboy. I'm going to tell you who. When I say the name, you're going to automatically know. But Booker T. Coleman went through the whole science of the sun with Akhenaten.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I put 2 and 2 together with how they completely raped Akhenaten's science of the sun, which is where they started even get the inclination to study the black body radiation and all that.
Right.
I said, this motherfucker out of here.
Yeah. Akhenaten was on. And this goes back into
everything. He was already going. He was already hitting that 18th dynasty. Boom, 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 boom. Then you said the Israel. I was like, hold on. I was just like, I was putting that.
Yeah. You know, the thing about that is that's deep is because sometimes our people put this principle up that just because it's old, it's accurate. Akhenaten proved that the priesthoods in Kemet didn't know nothing.
That's right.
That's what he proved. That's what he proved.
And that's why he had beef.
That's what the war was about.
That's why he had to get low.
Yeah, he had to get low.
They was going to tear him up.
Yeah.
They was going to
start a whole other city, all right? Yeah. And then carry on what he was carrying on. See, the 18th dynasty, when you look at the whole framework of it, and this is for the people who study Kemetic history, you're dealing with so many dynasties and themes of cosmology and teachings. You actually have to address looking at Kemet another way. Kemet is not just one big Kemet. You know what I mean? It's a story within a story within a story. But Akhenaten, just on the science tip to keep it here, Akhenaten showed and proved that the people in the priesthoods did not have the original primal knowledge when it comes to the science. And Kemet was big how we look at religion today. All right, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, They had their schools, the school of Ptah, the school of Neith, the school. These schools were schools to teach cosmology, principles of science, and how to extract those principles to live life. All right? So when you look at one school going against another school, it's because you had an ideology where one person is saying, yo, listen, we running this operation, civic, commercial, medical, everything is there, and we saying, yo, your science is off. So that's just like me coming to the MST of A and saying, great, I like your law program, it's great to teach your people, but if you're going to start a lab or a Moorish science hospital, or you have to take that part out. So I would be Akhenaten, and y'all would be the priests trying to persecute me because I'm trying to raise the group up. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that we time travel, we going through the same problems. You see what I'm saying? So just looking back in the past doesn't help you if you don't understand the present, because you could look back in the past and not understand, well, what was the real beef in the 18th dynasty? Then we could bring it back here to 2013, allegedly, and see the same things going on.
And the problem is this. The black body is just too powerful to be restrained.
There you go.
So, through every time period, no matter how it manifests itself, there's a group that feels like everybody should know how to take care of themselves based on natural principles and live in accordance with natural law. And there's another group that's saying, hell no.
Right.
Are you crazy?
Right.
You know how powerful they're going to get if you give them that?
Right.
You can't let that happen.
Now,
And if you get ready to do that,
I'm about to drop a bomb on you now.
do it.
Now, who were the ones who didn't want it? Listen, let's go back, because see, all of these teachers that we have, they help us. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She wrote the book Isis Papers, right? Everybody get the library. Get that in your library. She dealt with the concept that white people are afraid of us because they're afraid of being genetically annihilated. And she goes through the games, chess, pool, golf, to show the epic memory, which is the subconscious now, and show how we behaving out of our subconscious. So I'll give you an example. Your heart is beating right now. Your cells are carrying out trillions of things. You don't have to think about that. The subconscious can do that. It has memory, you can do it. So white people have a subconscious, and their subconscious propels them to do everything they can to restrain us genetically.
That's right.
But they're not the only group that participates in that.
Nope.
All right, that's important. Other biological variations of the original do that to us too.
Wait a minute. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Because I already know where you're going.
Yeah.
But the wild thing is that that story is actually told in the Bible.
Come on. Get it up. Get it up. Give it up.
That all of the nations, including a couple of black ones.
Uh-oh. That's where I'm going.
I already know, so I'm gonna just let you finish. I just wanted to just throw that little penny and a half in there. That was only 2 cents.
Let me say something. See, these black people in America are special. Now, I'm not excluding all original people because y'all are, everybody, we here together, we understand. We got some common things that are causing us problems. But in this biological discussion, we're going to learn a lot. Because when you go to the walls of Kemet, all right, I didn't do it. They did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Ramesses III, when he put his table of nations up, he separated 2 classes of black people.
That's right.
All right, and they were dealing with biovariance, the difference between the biology. So they had the Amsu, which was the Mongoloid. They had the Neges, which is the southern. They had the Ryaju, or the tribes of Heru and tribes of Set.
That's right.
That's how it was given generally. And then they had the Tamahu, the pale people from Europe.
Right.
So they separated us based on biology because they were smarter than the people are now. I'll give you an example. We live in these cities, right? All right? And we live in environments where it's a lot of pollution, you know, etc. Our bodies, black bodies, were made to be around vegetation. Not just eating it, but be around it. We go into this right here, this carbon stuff all the time, right? Carbon, melanin change, we need to be around it. Don't you know that every hybrid plant out here, including the ones in your park, the ones that you get the seeds from, that they are emitting nitrogen gas into the atmosphere, which is damaging to your DNA. All right? So when we go into the whole science of who is who, we at injury if we don't understand who we are. And then it leaves us in this confused state where we constantly trying to figure out what's wrong with our people, what's wrong with our... This conversation leads us into the answer. No other conversation. You can't have a legal discussion, you can't have an economic discussion. This conversation
Before we
is
leave those plans.
Yo, go ahead.
Because I was talking about the plants earlier, and I didn't get to hit this point. And I say this all the time, and it's in one of the books. I don't know, it's in Black Genetics or Cellular Water. So I'm just in one of the books. This war that we in, FYI, if you don't know, we are engaged. But this war that we in is older than you can imagine. Because we trying to get you to understand that these yeast and fungus and bacteria and things don't belong in your body. And you don't know that this started in the plant kingdom.
Come on. They're fighting right now.
This started in the plant kingdom, where the plants that did not have any chlorophyll, they didn't have any copper, right? Because your copper is a little bit more exotic. Okay, you got iron at the core of your hemoglobin, so it's a little different, right? Yeah, we got the fly copper, you know what I mean? So you got melanin, but this is still distant because it's a distant relative. Y'all got the same nose and all that. You know, you resemble a little bit. But the plants that had no chlorophyll versus the plants that do have chlorophyll, plants that had no chlorophyll produce this spore from their stem. And it's called candida.
Uh-oh. You open it up.
This candida is recombinant. So it's mutating right now. It's every 5 seconds it's mutating.
Right.
It's all over everywhere. And now you have a group of people whose genetics, and again, this book says it's the quantum mind state. And I'm going to tell you why this is the quantum mind state. I might be digressing for a second. Because we don't really realize, like we're trying to bring home to you, that all this quantum information, all this extra fly science and all, is based on your body.
There you go.
So when we go in here, like the quantum mind state, I'm talking about quantum spin liquid. Quantum spin liquid, don't be fooled. They're talking about blood.
Right. There you go.
So this is a big book about blood. I got blood tests and blood work in here. That's what I'm talking about in here. Blood tests, blood work, white blood cells. Are they natural for the African American? I have tests that's been done by the top universities in America, not Minister Enqi and Dr. Ali.
Right.
And they're saying that white blood cells, matter of fact, I could read it.
Come on.
I could read it for you. I could just go to page 155. And let's see what the white folks say. Because then if I say it, then we're going crazy. Minister Enqi, what they put, the pseudo-science we teach? The pseudo-science. All right, the European
So next year when the lab open, they ain't going to be able to say that. Because we're going to be able to take their blood and prove the point. That's how we're going to do it.
Division of Epidemiology, School of Public Health, University of Minnesota, Minneapolis. Department of Epidemiology, School of Hygiene and Public Health, Johns Hopkins University, Baltimore, Maryland. Department of Biostatistics, School of Public
Wilmington,
Health.
Delaware, stand up. Philadelphia, stand up. Best of both worlds. Gonna be in Wilmington, Delaware, February 9th. Philadelphia, February 10th.
We out here.
We hungry. Yeah.
Eat class. Global art.
Hello, non-believers out there. This is Sunday school. Let's all bow our heads. I am the minister. F-B-P.
We come around once in a blue moon, just to show you that we love you.